Okay, so hello everyone. Last time we had seen about the contiguous extraction of subsets of arrays in Python. Now today I am going to discuss about the non-contiguous extraction of subsets. Now when I am talking about non-contiguous extraction, contiguous and non-contiguous means when I am having something in range, means something that is one containing elements that are always will be at some axis, it will be connected from one axis to another axis. Elements will be adjacent to each other in the original array. But when I am talking about non-contiguous extraction, the extraction will not be of adjacent elements. So when I want to extract elements on basis means that is non-contiguous in nature, it will be always based on some condition. Now you all can understand, as we are programming from many days, you all understand what are conditions. Conditions mean any possibility, like a number is greater than 0, like the number is less than 1, or like we can say it's divisible by 5 or divisible by 2 or a multiple of 2. These are different conditions that we can have. Either value is greater or lower or n number of things. So when I am talking about non-contiguous extraction, it is having a number of steps. The first step is that we are starting or we are just specifying a condition. So when I am creating a condition, this condition is framed by using any kind, means it is having a form, it will be having NP, that is numpy that we are going to use, then a function. These functions are any calculation functions that can be used in Python. They will be applied on array, there will be some value associated, then this will be means matched with a relational operator. Now what are relational operators? Like less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, they are all relational operators, and then a value that we are searching for. So a condition is framed in this format. So what will happen? First of all, we will be having an array, then we will be having one condition. Now this condition will be applied on the array. It will be checked, and when it is being checked, we will get an array of true and false. For example, if I am having this array, okay, I am having this array and its name is ARY. Now ARY is equal to, this is my array, and I am having values like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24. So this is my array ARY. So when I apply a particular condition, for example my condition is condition 1 is equal to np.mod. Now do you all know what is the mod function? Mod function is when I want means to get the remainder. So mod ARY comma 5 is equal to 0. That means this particular condition will be finding out whether a particular number is divisible by 5 or not. So in return, the output of this particular statement will be what? It will be an array of true and false. Now you can see this condition is true at 2 points. So leaving these 2 points, every other place I will get false. False, 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 true, false, 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 then false, true, false and false. This is the result. This is the output that I will get after this statement. After this statement, I am going to use a function that is known as extract. Now this extract condition, this extract function will be extracting data on basis of a condition. So how we are going to use it? I will be writing np dot extract, then condition which I want to use, that is cund1 and comma the array name, that is ARY. So what will be the result? The result array will be array and the values, that is 10, 20. You have to remember one thing, the output of non-contiguous extraction is always a 1D array. As you can see, it is a 1D array that will extract only the elements where the condition falls true. I hope non-contiguous extraction is clear to all. Now I am coming to my second topic, that is concatenation or joining of an array. Now children, as we have seen, like we need to split an array, we need to divide an array or extract subsets of array. Sometimes it's necessary that we need to join some arrays. Now when I am going to use joining of arrays, concatenation of arrays, we are using two functions. For joining, I should say basically three, but two I keep in one category and the other one is separate, that is hstack and vstack, and the other one is the concatenate function. Now hstack and vstack function. Now hstack means horizontal stacking. Horizontal stacking means if this is my array, one array having 3 values, and this is my another array, and if I want to combine them horizontally, if I am applying horizontal stack, this will form an array of 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is horizontal stacking. So when horizontal stacking is to be done, we need to match the elements on the vertical axis. Now as we know, this is the horizontal axis, this is axis 1, and this is the vertical axis, this is axis 0. So if I need to match, if I need to combine two objects this way, what is important? That their vertical, the columns it is having, it should be same. Vertical axis should be matched. That means, okay. Now, when I am talking about the vstack function, we have to check that this matches horizontally. That means number of columns should be matching. If I need to stack two objects, the number of columns should be same. Is it clear? This is requirement for vstack and this is requirement for hstack. So let's see the declaration, the definition of functions, how to do it. So like as working with hstack and vstack is same, I am taking example of hstack. With hstack function, like the arguments that need to be is, I will be using, this is the array name ARY is equal to AR1 is equal to np dot stack, and then here I need to write the array. Here the values will be passed as a tuple of values, that for example the arrays I am joining are AR1 and AR2. So this is what? This is hstack. In the same way I can apply the vstack. And what will be the resultant of horizontal and vertical stacking? In horizontal stacking, the result will be adding two values like this, and in vertical stacking like this. I hope it is clear. Now coming to the concatenate function. Now, when I am talking about the concatenate function, the work of the concatenate function is just like the split function that we have done for creating the subsets. Now, the concatenate function works in the same way. np.concatenate, and here again a tuple of arrays that need to be passed will be there. Tuple to be joined like AR1, AR2, and then we have to mention the axis along which it has to be means joined. Like we all know, axis 0 is our vertical axis and axis 1 is our horizontal axis. So when we are seeing that, as I have put np.concatenate, AR1 and AR2 are basically the tuples, the arrays that are to be joined. By default we take axis as 0, and when I am taking axis as 0, that means what? I have to join the arrays vertically. That means I am placing them one over other. So when I am placing them one over the other, number of columns should be matching, and if I want to join it along axis 1, that is horizontally, then number of rows should be matching. This is something that needs to be kept in mind while joining. Now, this is how we are going to do it. Now, one more thing, if this is not possible, if I want to join this and I find that it is having same number of columns, it is having same number of columns as rows. So we know that transpose of this could be joined. So what I can do? I can use this T, like array dot T could be used to get the transpose of a matrix. So what could be done? We could do np.concatenate AR1, AR2.t, and now they can be joined on axis, they can be joined on axis 1. On axis 0 they were already joining. Why? Because number of columns are matching. But if I want to join, this could be done on axis 0, and this can be done in axis is equal to 1. Is it clear? I hope it is. If not, please go through the chapter after this. This is all about concatenation. Another topic is arithmetical operations. Now, arithmetical operations on 2D arrays can be done with scalar value as well as arrays. When I am doing it with scalar values, all the constant values will be applying on all elements of the array. Like for example, if I say AR1 divided by 2, all the elements of AR1 will be divided by 2 individually. But if I say AR1 divided by AR2, so element 1 1 of AR1 will be divided by element 1 1 of AR2, and so on it will proceed. Kindly please open your books, read it, and I want you to read the arithmetic operations and functions on your own. Only one topic of this particular chapter is left, that is applications of NumPy. Here also I want you to sit and give it a reading. Why? Because all the applications that are covariance, linear regression, correlation, they are all parts of core mathematics. What is important to us are the just functions and how they are applied through NumPys. So kindly go sit and read the whole chapter today and find out your doubts, so that they can be cleared and we can complete this chapter successfully. Thank you.